everybody. We're here. We've got the Breakout Esports Summer Clash for Gundam Evolution. I'm so happy to be back. I haven't seen all of you in a long time, but I'm joined right now by Ryan Natera. Hey, buddy, what's going on? We haven't actually casted for a really long time together.
Last I heard it was a MOBA. That now we're back into this pseudo hero shooter, right? We're now in the Mobile Suit Gundam kind of field here, and I am excited to be back with you at least. How are you doing for Summer Clash?
Wait, this is an Armored Core? Wait. Can I leave? I'm just kidding. I'm super pumped. I've been watching the earlier stuff and watching a lot of the Crosshair League as well. So I just haven't been on the mic for a long time. I missed everybody a whole lot, and I'm really excited for the match that we're going to have today, too. I'm really sad I couldn't make it for the first events, for the first 2 days, I guess you could say, of Summer Clash, because I was out in Japan doing some fun, cool things. But, I'm here for the meat and potatoes of it. A lot of players that I'm going to miss, but we've got some really good ones today. I'm really excited. I think we can actually take pretty soon a look at kind of who we've got coming up for today, all the matches. We've got some really good ones. I'm really excited because today's going to be a big mix of a lot of the players that we know very well, but they've kind of combined to some really strong teams. How you been enjoying this? Oh, actually we can see it right now. I'm just going to go over it. Astacacia, that is actually the team that I'm most excited for. They went 6-0 in the first group. This is Group A. We can see right here. Tokyo Monkeys, of course, coming, a great name, by the way, good joke name, coming out of, I don't think it's actually all Japan, but definitely coming out of the Asia area, with Headhunter, of course, there, I believe, not being from Japan. TwistedSin also qualifying out of Group A. Unfortunately, both of Satoru's teams very close. Extended Warranty and Portland Burnsiders, who we do love very much, did not quite make it, but I did love seeing them all play. A lot of, like I said, familiar names within all of them. I'll talk a little bit more about the teams when we actually get to them, but Astacacia is definitely the one for me to look at for this
I'm not
week.
so sure, Chef. My go-to, if you're watching last week, y'all know that I am a favorite when it comes to looking at the team logos as well. But then again, looking at the roster here, Tokyo Monkeys has definitely surprised me quite a bit. Good logos, good players, that is what I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna have to take the second place current for Group A for this side. So no hard feelings, Chef. I don't think first place is for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But there's one true rule, I would say, which we can see right here, and that's that if you choose some stupid Gundam-related name, and I say that in the most complimentary way, you just become the most broken team of all time. So that's what we saw Astacacia 6-0 in that last one, and then undefeated here is Camille is a man's name. And that is, of course, a name that we're familiar with. Not as new of a name, a great team. And then Fusion coming in second, who also has, speaking of joke names, some great players playing some joke names on that team. And Wizards of Oz, that's actually such a good name, but they made it in a really tough pool. Matthew Ducks, as you could see, it was kind of going to be between them who was going to be qualifying in that top 3 spot. And then Gundam 7 Stars and Expired Pancakes down below. But now we get a chance to see these players and these teams from these pools play against each other, which is really exciting. I mean, anybody from A hasn't fought B hasn't fought A, but it's time for them to mix.
My poor Matthew Ducks. They were my shining stars. They had everything I wanted. Unfortunately, they didn't make it in. But then again, how could I really get any of these? They were all fantastic as I was watching the group stages from last week. So it's a bit of a bittersweet story for me, but look, we've got the best of the best up here today.
Yeah, we can see here exactly what they were going for bans. Colony Trading Post has been the most picked, and one of the most bans, honestly. It looks like bans are pretty kind of even across the board. The biggest difference, I guess, is like a total of 8 between Lunar Com Station and Colony Trading Post, but even when they were banned, we didn't see some of these picked, and we saw some of them picked quite a bit. So Colony Trading Post now becoming the most played map is a very interesting mix. Mount R&D Lab, I feel like, has always been the most fun, exciting map to watch. We've had some of the most hype moments in the course of Gundam Evo on that map, and then Underground Command Center has also given us some great moments. So I'm excited for us to see what we're actually going to be picking. Of course, we did just get in between the first 2 days of the event and the second 2 days of the event. We actually got 2 new maps came out. We're not going to be seeing those maps. I'm enjoying them a lot. I actually really like Ironworks particularly. I think it's a lot of fun. There's some funny, janky, silly angles, but we're not going to be seeing that today. We are, however, going to have a chance to see the new suit, which is Zeta, and that has been a really interesting one to see kind of break into the meta because it's been really strong in certain areas, but it does so many things that I just can't wait to see the top players actually use it. And we can actually see the picks and bans here for our first match of the day, which is going to be Fusion versus TwistedSin.
I don't know what to tell you. You are right. When you look at the stats, we looked at the stats. Everyone knows what a stat is. Colony Trading Post is going to be the pick, and obviously for the next round as well, they re-picked it up for the side of TwistedSin. Finally, as they decided if it goes to the game tree, going to Mountain Geoclad.
Okay, I could be wrong. Are we doubling up on maps now? Have we changed the rules? Did I just not realize
I don't know.
that?
I don't know, but very
yeah,
evidently,
we'll
if there was a choice, Colony Trading Post is the go-to.
Certainly. Okay, it does look like maybe there's a switch around. I do assume we're going to be seeing Colony Trading Post, and I do assume we're going to be seeing Mountain R&D Lab, but maybe we'll get a little bit of a surprise somewhere within there. I'm not sure if that's going to be our first map or if it's going to be our second map or what exactly, but yeah, Fusion, TwistedSin, definitely going to be sticking with that kind of similar idea of let's just play Colony Trading Post. All right, looks like going to be second map is going to be Underground Command Center. So it's literally our top 3 picked maps are our actual 3 maps for this match if we do end up going to the decider.
Well, I mean, there is a very good reason why these top 3 maps are also our top 3 maps for this first match of the day. And I don't think we need to go through that with you right now because I want to talk about Zeta. Now, pretend for a second I did actually play Gundam Evolution for the last 2 days. Pause for dramatic effect.
Yeah. So just to kind of break down what Zeta does, everything. That's the answer. It has a shield.
Fantastic.
It is a transforming flying suit. It has an ability to somewhat melee when you go into the actual flying mode. Once you transform, if you ram into people, it goes through shield. It knocks back a little bit. It actually can do some pretty massive damage if you use its other mechanic, which is the fact that the more damage you deal with it, the more you kind of build up your energy gauge. I actually need to learn the official name of that gauge. It just came out. Forgive me. But you do more damage as time goes on once you start filling that up, and once you do, the damage is ridiculous. You do like 400 damage if you just run into somebody with the nose of your I don't know, your plane transformation. So there's a lot going on with that, and the big thing to be watching is going to be the big G maneuver that stuns can win entire team fights if you can place it really well. Right. But we're going to see that pretty soon. We'll see if anybody picks it up. We're going to go to a short break before we get into this match. Our first map is going to be Colony Trading Post. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to get back to it. So don't go anywhere. We're going to have more of the Summer Clash right after this short break.
Oh god, I swear to god, I thought we were on.
We are. Welcome back, everybody. Here we go. First match of the day, Fusion versus TwistedSin. The second seed out of both of the groups. Going to be seeded up to play against each other. I do assume that it's going to be 2 versus 2, 1 versus 3, 3 versus 1. So we can see a lot of these players. Of course, VCY and Anataka, I love the name switches there. I know that one of them is Jets flying. I think the other one was Kirk. But regardless, it's going to be really hard to call their names. It's not their real names. I'm going to have to remember exactly who's who. Oh, Hawk's broken PC. That's a huge rip. Huge shout out to Hawklight. Running into a bit of a gas man problem, I think, as far as the not being able to make it here. So again, huge shout out to Hawklight, of course, an amazing player. But we can see on both sides, it looks like starting out on the offense is going to be Team Fusion, and we've got some classic picks here. Neo Nile on the Pale Rider, we've got T-Zim on that Zaku to range. It's gonna be amazing, and we do actually see the it's kind of hard to see a lot of the new DLC suits there. They do look sort of similar, but that is, I believe, the Zeta on the offense for I gotta figure out who's who. Can somebody in chat please tell me who's playing as Anataka and who's playing as VCY?
All I know is that there's a giant hulking suit, and it looks amazing, and it's gonna run down straight as the attacking side. I mean, like, if I wanted an attacker, that's my pick. The one with, like, giant artillery. And as they go in down here, we're gonna see how they push forward here. Moving for 3, getting a few nicks here and there, but nothing too solid here.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna see a pretty solid push over to the waypoint just to start things off. Lunar's gonna have to go away. I believe Hawklight actually is getting replaced by Lunars, and it looks like, oh, look at that, 2 picks, nice. That's gonna be a really strong hold on defense just to start things off. They held that choke point really, really well, but they did manage to at least get the waypoint, which is the big victory that they wanted right there. So we're gonna see most usually, the waypoint collected, and then everybody kind of backing up. I'm really excited to see how the Zeta goes. It's got that laser. It's gonna have 0 drop-off. The drop-off is pretty significant otherwise, so we're gonna see mostly these shots kind of just going off to build off a little bit of that heat gauge, which is I'm gonna start calling it the energy gauge. Again, I need to know the actual name. Someone in chat, please tell me. I should probably know some things about this game, but they're holding pretty solid right here, not being able to break through this choke point quite yet, as we're gonna see at least 1 pick with that 5 members of the assists.
And I mean, with them all just covering around that little choke point there, there's not much you can do to try push forward unless they have a whole team at their back and call. And very, very evidently, there is no whole team there. There's only 2, maybe 3 straggling in the corner as they're being pulled out on the point right now. There's no way they can enter it at the moment. With 3 minutes remaining, they have to slowly make their mark in after the round here. So I literally trying to show you close, there is no way they can come around it.
Alright, big shout out to Arrow telling me, oh, okay, actually, hold on a minute here. Well, Evan gonna pick off. Now I know that's gonna be Kirk that got picked off right there. T-Zim also getting picked off. It does look like maybe there's gonna have to be, oh no, actually, Luna's gonna defensively use this Screaming Nimbus just to try to push everybody away from this bottom bomb site. And it does look like it's gonna work pretty well. There's just so many picks on both sides. Nobody's been able to really find that exact moment to plant. And that means that's been really, really tough on the side of the offense here for Fusion.
Ooh, and this is gonna be it. They're gonna have to try and look for any other picks to push it around. It's already counting out to 2 minutes, and they're slowly just nicking in here and then. Nothing is going forward. The attacking side a little bit stalled out, and there's just no headway being made here. As we do see VCY trying to get out of the fray here, going to engage in the fight with his team, but it's looking a little bit low, but everyone's scrambling down just for a little bit of health that they can pick up. But there is nothing to find out as they slowly see and completely surrounded by the Star defenders.
Ooh, yeah, but of course the Hades is going to be so huge. That's going to be able to help them set up. Looks like they are going for the bottom bomb site here. They're going to be at B, and this is a really, really tough one. With their comp, they've got so many different members that can fire through those top grates and kind of move up and down. The fact that they've got 2 flyers now, which is not something that we see all that often just because we don't always see really... I mean, we didn't see both of them previously together. We see Ashmar, of course, quite a bit, but now they've got 2 offensive ones, I should say, as well. Their mobility between top and bottom is going to be great. They're trading 1 for 1 again, and it looks like we're going to have multiple picks here. TS is going to be able to pick up most of this team. Can anybody stick around? If anybody can stick around to defend, it's going to be great. Nobody's quite onto this army yet.
Not too much to say here, but they are popping a lot of G movements here and there, just trying to make anything work. You can see the Bangal here just going ham, not allowing them to get up, but a response very quickly getting it out of the way. And now we're going to see if he can make another pick here as the Golden has to push in. They're able to make some hit rates here at 85%, but with a minute left, they're going to have to hold their ground a little bit more and just hunker down that little shot.
Ooh, Yeah, this is starting to look pretty tough. I mean, that was a great counter push from the side of TwistedSin. There's only 35 seconds left. 2 G maneuvers available on the side of Fusion. Only one, and actually was just used. Roll Famine just used it to try to take down Neo. It worked pretty well. Oh, gets taken out before the revive can come in, and that is unfortunate. That's going to be a huge amount of time waiting for those respawns. 20 seconds left. They're going to have to push in. It's going to have to come down to Kirk's Screaming Nimbus. That has to be the thing that pushes it through. It does look like we got 1 pick at least on the side of TwistedSin, but they're going to have to get way more than that, and I don't even know if they can get there in time. 5 seconds
like
left.
5 seconds. I don't think it's enough.
Oh, I mean, there's a chance somebody can jump on this.
Oh, they're holding on to it. They're holding on to extra time. It's just very close here. Popping every gene over the half here to try and make anything work here. They're just burning the extra time now. I do not know there's anyone else left except that. And round 1 ends just like that. A very good attack coming from Fusion, but oh, you hate to see it, Chef. You hate to see it.
Oh yeah, that was honestly such a great, I guess you could say like amount of management, right? Amount of G maneuver management, being able to build back in. I believe it was Lunars with the, all right, I don't know if it's Lunars or Luna actually. I don't know how to pronounce anybody's name. I'm gonna get it wrong a million times today, but being able to build back that defensive Screaming Nimbus when the offensive Screaming Nimbus was gonna be kind of the only way that they were gonna get it in, and that's such a classic, right? Screaming Nimbus versus Screaming Nimbus. You love to see it, but you don't love to see it when you're the one that's on offense and you've got 5 seconds left. Manage to push off the plants, I think like 3-4 times as they were just trying to get on, trying to get that extended time.
Well, one thing's for sure is definitely a bit different from like last week we had, because a lot of the games ended up being really stalemate, right? They were all like 0%, nothing is being charged up and filled up, and basically it came down to just getting one good push. At least with this one, we have 85% on the other side here, and now the defense is going to be a little bit more interesting. They've got to be a bit more careful. They're 2 strong teams here. I believe someone did call out that this is one of the first teams, NA and JP teams that were fighting against each other in time zones.
No. So this is not actually a Japanese team. So
I have been absolutely lied to.
Yeah, no, just a couple of players that are from the West to use some names from some Japanese teams as a little bit of a joke. There's some little bit of a background joke there. But this is, I believe, everybody from the West. I think the only Asian team that we actually have is going to be Tokyo Monkeys, who we're going to see a little bit later on. But right now, Fusion, TwistedSin. Oh, actually, you know what? This isn't Seed 1 versus 2 versus 2. I think Tokyo Monkeys was Seed 2. We'll talk about it later. But all right, here we go. Switching sides now on the offense. We're going to see we're a pretty big comp difference, I guess you could say. We're not going to see any Zeta, so that did actually work out. I mean, it looked like it was working out pretty well. It didn't work out overall for the round, but we are going to see Boondiggles, of course, on that Barbados, and that's going to mean that if they can get up there, if they can get behind somebody, especially,
there we go, coming in.
Unit, that would be a great way to get that first pick.
And if you were talking about Barbados coming out, and you see it happen, just jumping into the brain here, getting a start on the entire fight, and they're able to push it very well now, moving this by bit, inching closer and closer. I love how they're just slowly picking it off one at a time. This is beautiful coming in from TwistedSin.
Ooh, the heavy arms as well. I love heavy arms, and Neo now on the heavy arms. I do love this pick on the defense, right? You're going to have so much good positioning here. You're not going to have to worry about too much maneuverability. You're just going to be able to see exactly stand in this exact spot, defend a little bit of the below, a little bit of the front way, a little bit from the waypoints, and you're going to have all of the perfect ranges. So I think this is such a super sweet pick.
You are the Sentry mobile suit in a sense. You're gonna just sit down there and have your way with it with your bullet rate.
Yeah, essentially that, and then of course once we see the G maneuver for the heavy arms, it is potentially a fight winner. We've seen it go really well. Oh, and actually there's gonna be 2 huge picks. We're gonna see Pale Rider catching 2, and yeah, TwistedSin, they're gonna have a really good chance here. They did lose their Dom, but they do have a really good chance to at least try and push. They don't need to get very far. Again, the plant looks like it's gonna go down, and this time it's gonna be going down up on A. We do see a pick in return. Kochi's Vivo kind of holding this position. And what a name again. Oh, wow, gonna get all the way around. Boondiggle's doing a great job of covering this front line, and they're gonna be chasing that down. They don't need that much more time.
Gotta say, they are definitely trading it very well. I mean, look at that counter. It is ticking upwards, 37, 38, 39, 40 already. They have halfway more to go, and they are still mostly alive, able to hold this point on their own. And it's just nothing they can do now. This is looking fantastic coming in on the side of the attackers.
Yeah, they've got a great position. A robot, classic flyer player playing that Ashimar right now, just holding kind of the aerial positioning, which is really, really smart. Really going to be tough to actually catch them and stop them from being able to defend. Yeah, only a few seconds left. They don't even get the full thing, and that's going to be it. A quick first game going the side of Fusion. A great push. They essentially, with their first push, it kind of trickled in over time, but they essentially managed to make it happen right off the bat. And they're going to be taking the first game lead with Cool G's Vivo. Is this actually a player? Okay. I'm going to say this again for chat, okay? Please, chat, if anybody's playing under a silly name and I don't know who they are, which is probably everybody playing under a silly name, please tell me, because like I said, I couldn't be here for the first event, so I didn't get all the lore, you know? I didn't get all the secret picks.
Don't worry, there's not too much lore for you to handle here. These are the names that we are going with for the most part. There's not too much to say other than that. But it looks like at least Fusion is moving on with one game. They are sitting pretty, moving on with potentially a 2-0 for this, and I don't know how TwistedSin can come back. Any thoughts on that, Chef?
Honestly, we're gonna have some pretty different maps coming up, so they're just gonna have to adapt their strategy for what comes next. Calling train posts can be a little bit weird. Yeah, Underground Command Center is gonna be our second map, so definitely calling train posts can be a little bit weird. You can get kind of iced out. It's kind of hard sometimes to get that first big push, and it can be tough to get the second big push as well, which we didn't end up having to see. But it can just be weird in that way, where it looks like a team will lose a little bit more than they actually do. You really need to like have kind of like a dominant team fight win to be able to get that repositioning. But once you do, it's so hard to retake. So really good stuff from Fusion for actually retaking that. I mean, hey, it's just, you know, first game of the day, first match of the day. Everybody's warming up. We got a pretty quick one, so we'll see what happens in the next few matches. But I do hope that we get to see some more Zeta as time goes on. That's my big wish.
Okay. Also, Chef, just sidetrack here. I did notice this, and I don't want you to feel like I'm just calling you out for this, but it's your shirt.
Yes.
It's your shirt.
This is the Zaku shirt. I wore this for Showdown as well, and I haven't worn it since, so I'm really glad that
exactly, because I was surprised.
Here. Yes,
I was surprised I didn't see it.
I love this shirt.
This is a fit check. You know, I'm the one wearing the not Gundam shirt. Unfortunately, I missed my chance when I went to Uniqlo. No.
Yeah.
Anyone want to give me one? I'm looking forward to it. But that fit check was great.
Thank you. Yes, I'm slowly over time building up more Gundam merch. Gundam Evolution has unfortunately, unfortunately for my wallet, given me a bit of the Gundam bug. While we're waiting for the waiting for the scoreline, I can show you what I picked up. Hold on. This is going to be a very JJ moment.
You were at Japan as well, right?
Oh no, they cut me off. They said don't show it. No, I'm just kidding. I'd rather look at this. Oh,
let's look at that.
Okay. So Lichgrave may have been. Wait, Lichgrave was on that? What? I don't understand what everybody's name is, man. I can't figure this out. Okay, we're gonna figure this out. But regardless, we can look at the stats. Names are tough, everybody. All right, Jets playing as Anitaka, doing an extremely good job on the side of Fusion, who does have that first round. It looks like TwistedSin on the other side is gonna be the ones who didn't. Oh no, they didn't make it. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say the wrong names?
Did you?
I did say the wrong names. I did say the absolutely wrong names. I'm a fool. TwistedSin.
Names are hard, was it not?
Bro, I'm trying to catch up. Y'all are trolling me, man. Y'all are definitely trolling me here. Yeah, we did have Boondiggles. Yeah, and a robot. Yep, I just got the names completely mixed up in that last match. Sorry, everybody. It's too early in the morning for me, but looks like Ultra Cardis is the one who's playing as Hawk Light's GPU or something like that. Cool Cheese is Cool Cheese, and yeah, Lichgrave is the one on the other side. So, you know, we're figuring this out. We're figuring out all the names. We're figuring out the team names, the player names, but still, great stuff on both sides so far.
I'm just gonna call them as I see them, because I think it's just slightly funnier that way if I completely pretend I don't know who they are. It's safer as well, I think.
Yeah, that is safer. That is definitely safer. I just feel like I should be figuring out who everybody's names are, but I'm like constantly looking back and forth to the chat. La Bomba is Lichgrave. Okay, thank you, Casino. I'm figuring it out. I'm gonna give a shout out to every single person who snitches on people that have confusing names. But this is what I was saying. I got these in Japan. It's there. I stacked them up because I don't have enough space. But we, you know,
are these like chibi versions of
They
The
are.
suits.
They are a little bit chibi, yeah, but this one in particular looks really cool. So there we go. I had my JJ moment. I'm showing some of my merch on camera, although I'm not actually resting on the mic like JJ usually does.
A little bit of a slight remark there, but we'll let it slide. We'll get JJ on later to give you a pat on the back for that. But were you doing anything else at Japan by chance? I mean, since we're here.
Yeah, I did. I visited the big Gundam. I got a bunch
Oh,
of
you
stuff from there
did?
as well. Yeah, so
What's the
Gundam
story
related
there?
Stuff. Oh, I mean, it's just a big Gundam, and it was big, and it was fun. It did a big movement, and I got sunburned in a typhoon. But yeah, that's basically as far as it goes. All right, so we are actually ready now to start setting up for our second game of our first match of the day, where I'm going to get the names correct. I promise. This was a test run, and you all passed because I needed to see if you were going to narc or not. But we'll be right back. Like I said, short break. Don't go anywhere. Game 2 right after this. Map number 2 of TwistedSin versus Fusion is going to be Underground Command Center. And we do have TwistedSin up 1 game, which is exactly the opposite of what I was saying in the first game. But they're now 1 match away from continuing on. And they're going to be starting off on the offense here, so we can see what their picks are going to be. We can definitely see the defensive side, where we're going to see Jets on the Zeta, which is really cool, again, to see a little bit more of that. And now it's going to be sitting on the Pale Rider once again. Kirk is going to be on the Sazabi. Look, I'm figuring out everybody's names. TwistedSin on the Dynamis. So that's going to be really cool. We're going to be seeing some sniping battles, potentially, if we do see on the other side World Famine stick with that Gym Sniper. And then, of course, we're going to have kind of a little bit of the double defender, double tank going on with the Gym. And then Labamba, who I figured out is Lichgrave, is going to be on the Ashmar. So, look, I figured out everybardy's names, everybody.
Great.
We've got it. We've got it.
I don't know, I'm really excited to see how Boom plays out again. Because I think Barbados is one of the suits that you go like, if you know how to play it, you're an OG. You're an OG, right? You've seen it from start to the end, and now they're going to be able to pick it out and see how, once again, Barbados takes initiative to the fight.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a suit that somehow stayed relevant despite a lot of nerfs that Barbados. So Boondiggle is a very well-known Barbados player. We're going to see how that goes off. And looks like, yeah, it's going to be mostly the hold on the waypoint here. That is what we tend to usually see. And there's going to be a little bit of a flex back once there's a good amount of push in, a little bit of offense. And so we're just going to hold here. I do love this pick with the Jin. Being able to, yeah, exactly right here. This Inflame Grenade is so good at defending this spot. It catches everybody off of it. And it does look like there wasn't anybody really standing on. It could have maybe had a few of the members of Fusion stay actually on that waypoint to stop it from being taken. But now even if they get the pick, the respawns are going to happen right in front of them. However, they are not losing too many people. And it does look like they were able to get the first pick. Robot's going to go down, but like you're going to see, Robot's going to come down. Oh, actually just came back up from a friend. Boondiggles, though, maybe the one that comes back right in front of their faces. No, just kidding. A perfectly timed neutralize there.
I love how MCM is just enjoying the joy right here of just lobbing her mollies essentially, and it's just working so well. There's not much they can do as they slowly pick everyone off on the side of TS, and I hate to say it, but you know, they've already lost their spawn just like that. It's all for nothing. They have to retake this one again.
Yeah, that was a really, really strong retake overall on the side of Fusion this time. And look, this TwistedSin. Oh, yeah. I'm actually really excited for this, too. We got some changes. That's another thing I didn't really get a chance to mention too much. We got some changes, some balance changes very recently, like a couple of days ago. One of them being the pistols from Dynamis. Right now, though, we're going to see the Trans Am being popped, and nobody's really going to chance that. TwistedSin, one of the best aimers that we've got around. Nobody wants to be the one that gets picked up by the Trans Am. It actually goes down without a single pick, it looks like. VC Burst, I'm gonna shut up. VC Kirk is gonna go down. I'm gonna get it eventually. And this might be the opportunity here for TwistedSin to push in, but it does look like Cool Cheese going down as well is gonna give them a little bit of a disadvantage. However, yeah, look at this. They're pushing so far past 0% chance of a retake. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to try to get this plan.
We gotta see how this pans out, because I mean, I saw Jet playing really kind of out here and there, but to no avail again, and it's always going to go on and on and on if they don't have anything else to do. They have to try at least 4 more flank. I think that's the way around it, and because they try to push in from media and then making some way, slowly bit by bit, going in and out, and we do see a few things coming in just like that.
Yeah, this is I mean, it's a good start, but we do see a ton of G movers available on the side of Fusion if they do manage to get back, but oh, they're just trickling in right here. I don't know if they're going to get a great chance. We are going to see at least Jets Flying come in, try to get a little bit of a challenge, but the bomb is going to go down on A, and so now these G movers are going to have to be used for a retake. However, there's going to be 4 available on the side of Fusion and 3 available, potentially 4 very soon on the side of TwistedSin, so this could come down to a pretty hectic team fight in a pretty small area.
I mean, they have a few more seconds coming down here. Actually, quite a bit of time. 30 seconds is quite a good chunk of time. But we have G maneuvers working out and slowly in as they're slowly popping in here and there. Jeff, give us the rundown.
Oh no, yeah, we're gonna see most of the team. By the time you're gonna get the rundown, Fusion's basically going all the way down. This looks like this is gonna be a pretty strong hold. World Famine just sitting behind, catching, yep, one of the last 2, as we're gonna see essentially a full team wipe on the side of Fusion. Looks like this is gonna be going down. There's one potential final chance for a push, but this is a really smart choice here. What you tend to see from the really good teams is rather than try and get that final defensive push, they reposition quickly, but Neo now going down is going to be a huge advantage for the side of TwistedSin. Now they're going to be able to push through to this choke point much easier with a 6v5. Now they're going to run back. Still even a decent amount to get here. So they're just going to take this and continue on. 2 more picks. Rolfam is going to finally go down. But it looks like this should at least be a pretty solid advantage. Still a couple G maneuvers on the side of Fusion available. And they're just going to be rotating all the way back, trying to hold on to this waypoint. If you can get a wipe without them getting that waypoint, that is huge. TwistedSin going to be holding this ramp angle as well. But look at that. So many members of TwistedSin there.
They have the waypoint secure as well, and this means they have a better chance pushing in for this. PS is already going so strong here. I'm not really sure what else I can say to help Fusion as they're slowly being held down. Other than the fact that they do have 2G maneuvers, one already being popped, it is not looking too good for them.
This is certainly a tough spot without a doubt. Fusion actually, though, going to get 3 picks here. This is a good chance to reset. Now, they are going to get, oh my gosh, 5 going down. Will there be an offensive attempt to try and neutralize this waypoint? Yes, there will. Neo now is going to be on it and going to get it. That was a huge Hades from Neo now. Great stuff. Look at this quick repositioning as well. Rolfatman's going to be, of course, with the Zaku 2 range, the most mobile suit, the one to get back the fastest. But there's still so many now members of Fusion. If they're going to hold right here, this is looking good. 2 minutes when you don't even have that waypoint left is a great timing. But Cool Cheese is going to pop that Hades. How much mileage can we get? Oh, the counter G maneuver from the Zeta. That is huge. It's the first time we've seen it in a huge moment that actually completely shut down the Hades. And I think that's looking really good for Fusion here.
Mighty Fine pushing in just like that, and of course we do see a small little bit here and there. We see, Kirk here almost going down for the count here, Brooking very low. He needs to back off and reposition here if he wants to make anything work, as the entire team of TS is pushing forward right now. It's not looking good. Now it's just rushing in for the damage, and the picks here left and right. 1 and 2. Move down to the corner, comes around the corner. Kirk is out for the count here, and this is what I said, you have to reposition. And now this is looking very good for TwistedSin.
The offensive smoke grenade to try and chase down Jets. That is huge. Oh, just running it all the way, chasing Jets back to spawn, using the G maneuver to try to continue that pressure. And that did build, in fact, enough space for the bomb to go down on A. The mega charge is about, I don't know, 25% there. And on top of that, there's a lot of G maneuvers available on the side. Well, I guess it's 2 for 2 on the both, about to be 3. And the fact that we're about to get, actually 1 being used, Boondiggles is going to pick off Lichgrave. It looks like Kirk's going to go down. They're trading 2 for 2. But this is such a great defensive position. The pickups are going to happen. The picks that did manage to happen were actually completely finished off by the side of TwistedSin. So this is looking like this could end here. They've got to get one last good push, but this is their final attempt. No G maneuvers available on the side of TwistedSin. Only one, only the punch. Lichgrave is going to have to carry this if you can even get back in time.
They have 6 players up already, so that is their one last attempt, right? A full team assault. They have the chance to make this work, and this is now. Unfortunately, it's going down to extra time, so they have to push it in right now. But, yow, that was really rough. That was really rough.
An inch away from at least starting that. You needed to at least start the disarm right there, and I think there was maybe just a thought that there was going to be just an inch closer. It looks like that full dash didn't quite make it to the end. That is a little bit rough, but there was honestly an opportunity there. Having the Ashmore punch was really big, and we had the funnels as well just to start off a little bit of damage. You could see that the damage was starting to come in from Fusion, but in the end, they just weren't quite there fast enough, and that's unfortunate. It is a little bit of an awkward run back towards A. This is why we see a lot of people plant at A. It can be easier to defend, and you can't just run right back to it like you can be on there on the upper ground one. But that means, once again, TwistedSin doing quite well. But we did see Fusion hold them off for a very long time, obviously, as it came down to essentially the final moments of the game. So we'll see if we can just get a little bit of a faster time on offense here.
I mean, I really feel that MCM did put in the work here. We did see that entire area being covered and scorched in fire at the start, and I think that kind of bought them quite a lot of time. You will do that, but again, one strong assault, right? Once you get past the fan of flames, that was basically it. And also another one to call out, Kirk definitely knows what he's doing. Or just a few mispositions here and there, kind of lost them a little bit too much.
Ooh, yeah, we'll see if there's any changes. Sorry, I'm just trying to look at the comps right here. Looks like we're getting pretty similar overall. We are going to have your girls MCM not be on the gym. They're going to be on the Dom. We're going to see the RX-78 actually coming out from Jets. That's a pretty cool pick overall. And then back on the other side, we're actually going to have no snipers this time. We did see at least the offensive gym sniper from TS, but this time they're not going to go for it. They're just holding their middle ground.
We're just gonna slowly push in for this one. No rush, right? They've got the time, they've got the energy, and they're gonna slowly bit by bit inch their way forward as they pick out this nice little alcove here to just caught them down.
All right, let's see if they can actually get it. TZM is actually just going to hold on to this high ground. Like I mentioned, a really, really good shooter. A great left clicker. It does look like there's going to be a pick off the bat. Oh no, misses Boondiggles. Looks like Boondiggles might get out of there. 18 HP. All right, regardless of the fact that they got taken down, they are going to be taken down in a safe spot. They're probably going to get picked up in just a split second here. Yep, there it is. A robot, classically known as a bit of a support player. Still playing support in a way. If you're just picking up your teammates, that's essentially 50% healing. But TZM is still just raining down shots from above from that high ground, and the fact that there's no defensive sniper, nobody with really far range, it's a very close range team on the side of TwistedSin, so they're gonna have to really hold this kind of tight quarter angle, and it doesn't look like they're gonna have the chance to do that as they're gonna be losing the waypoint, and they're gonna do much better though as far as their ranges go on defending the actual bomb site.
Right, but honestly, TwistedSin understood the situation and decided to pull back. That might be one of the best picks they could have made at the moment, knowing that there's a sniper on the other side. Not too much else to say for that, but they are taking picks left and right here. I don't really see what but just hunker down for the time being.
Yeah, maybe I was wrong. I was like, the range is going to be much better, but TZM just sticking with the Dynamis. And honestly, one thing that we can look back here is Carl Sagan infamously, not in this match, but infamously did choose Jim Sniper for even attacking this bomb site on this map a lot. And Dynamis is able to play this range even better than that. So TZM kind of proving again that this range can work. But yeah, can you actually hit a Zaku 2 range? The odds of that are going to be pretty low. You can get the one shot since your Trans Am is up, but Trans Am gonna end with essentially not getting a single pick.
A little bit unfortunate on the side there, but you know what? Yes, effort was made, and it definitely did scare them away to some extent to just push from a different angle. You see another fight engaged right here, not allowing them to go in there. The entire fire just gets dumping all of them, not allowing them to push it any further. They have trying to minimize penalties, but again, a front door assault, push forward. They're not allowing them to run away, chasing them down bit by bit, and they're slowly losing everything. They do have a GENL on standby as well if they want to make this even worse off for the side of TS.
Yeah, Fusion, they look like they really woke up. I mean, they were playing really well the end of that last game, but there was just a little bit too much time. But now they're doing great. It looks like Boondiggles is going to go down as well, but they're going to be trading 1-for-1. So this is going to be a tough spot. It does look like a good amount of the side of TS is going to be able to help defend this waypoint. Oh, Robot getting picked. That's huge. It looks like the waypoint is going to be taken unless there's some big turnaround. No, even Raw Fatman is just going to back up, allow them to have it. The G maneuver's there. The slash can get a chunk of people just turning around this corner. If we're gonna see it, no, not even getting a chance. Gets picked immediately.
Well, we're gonna have to look around here and see if we can get any picks up here, but I'm not looking at it. They're just getting picked left and right, getting hit. But now the front row side comes in. They're chasing it down. They're not letting it run away, and it's not gonna go down without a fight here. But that's too it. And now pushing from the back here, they do not realize it, and now they see it. The smoke is not gonna do it. They've got to neutralize it, and this is perfect. They might have a chance back here. This Fusion is definitely picking up the slack here.
Oh no, yeah, they came back around. Wow, I actually don't even know where the last few members were. It looks like maybe they're all just respawning. Oh, the waypoint was retaken. I didn't even realize that. I was like, why are they not back yet? That's so weird. So that was a really great kind of like concentrated effort from the side of TwistedSin to be able to retake that waypoint. Even though they allowed the plant to go down, they knew that they would have the numbers advantage after that. So great stuff. And now we're actually going to see, this is buff, the G maneuver from the RX-78. It's got a little bit more life, so that's going to be interesting to see if we sell. Well, it's going to be right now in front of our faces. I like to see it. Didn't actually catch anybody. Tried to catch a few of the members, I think maybe through the wall trying to run up the ramp, but unfortunately, once again, a G maneuver with no actual picks.
I mean, forcing them to back away might be one of the greatest things you can do right now. You know, give them a little bit more moving here. Having Juicy and Barbaros coming in now, just going ham on everyone. And that might just be the play they can make. Not forcing it entirely, but just letting them just go for small skirmishes here and there.
Oh, and TwistedSin getting double rushed down right there. Yeah, not gonna be able to escape from that. I like that we saw Boondiggles just kind of run in and be like, hey, shoot me, I'm gonna chase after you. And then Roll Fat Man just snuck in behind. But once again, now this is gonna be a defensive hold on one of the toughest choke points, honestly, that we do tend to see in the entire game. But every team has done a really good job of getting through it so far today, but I should just say both these teams, because that's all we've seen. We don't have a lot of AoE damage on the side of the defense here. We've got, we've got a decent amount, but we don't have like an extraordinary amount is what I should say. And it's really, really tough to get the Dom shots because there is no high ground. But TwistedSin again popping the Trans Am, at least can get one pick this time. Boondiggle's gonna go down.
Another hit.
Yeah, not quite enough to get the pick, but still, this is working out way better. There's only a minute 30 left, though.
I mean, there's a minute 30 left and you only need 1 point. It's not the worst thing to happen to you. It's not going to be that hard for them to take this if they get one good fight out of it. And then look at the other G maneuvers here. They've got a few on standby, just charging out at almost full, so it might be a good time to start.
Right, but they've got to make this happen now. I mean, with how much time it takes to actually get a plant down, they do not have more than maybe, honestly, one push at this point. They may be down their final one. One time I'm going to pick up two with the G maneuver. That's huge. And look at this. A ton of resources being used to just even retake this waypoint. And it is working well. Luna's probably going to pick up two as well. As we're going to see Kirk go down. That is going to be the waypoint taken. The Mega Charge is going down. One member is sitting somewhere here. Looks like they were on A, but I don't think they can defend it for very long. Yeah, we've got the full defense. And even though we had a little bit of a sneaky plant, 40 seconds left, I think we might not even see that much of a defense on the waypoint here. I think we might just see more of a defense. Whoa, I was going to say towards the actual Mega Charge sites, but with 30 seconds left, I mean, I don't even know if we can go for this on the offense at this point.
Oh, pish posh, Chef. They've got a chance at this and they're going to take what they get. Now they're going to try and make some plays here, but it looks like side A is going to be where they want to go to right now. All trying to force it up here. Other corner, Luna's getting picked off left corner, but runs away just in time. But, is that an entire party I see? It looks like you have to back out the way and go down to side A as well.
Oh, the Mega Charge goes down. It's going to go down on A. There was an entire party, just like you said, but that was an entire party sitting kind of up there, up by B, and not defending A. So this is going to have to be a retake. There is a decent amount of time. TwistedSin just building up a Trans Am like every time that we see him. I feel like this is like the 7th time that we've seen it in this round alone. It's kind of an unbelievably fast build when you're an aimer like TwistedSin, but we're going to see one giant final push back. We do see nothing really impactful as far as G maneuvers, but honestly, Fusion has so much. Fusion's going to have to, I'm sorry, I meant on the offense, on the retake here, and it's going to be hard to break through this. They're going to have to win so well. We're actually going to see 2 members, 3 members now go down.
Oh no!
Yeah, and all the G maneuvers are trading 3 for 3, but you want to be at an even advantage here if you're on the side.
10 seconds left.
That's going to be huge. It's going to get another pick, and I don't know if anybody's going to be here. Yeah, one more pick. That should seal the deal. I don't think anybody can come back in time, and even if they did, they were getting melted, and so they are going to be able to get that plant in the final attempts to push, and we now have a pretty even time, I would say, as far as this goes. I think there was there actually any time left? No, exactly even.
No, that was 0.
Yeah, that was down to the exact end. I thought maybe there was like 5-10 seconds left or something like that, but yeah, wow, both teams taking the final second.
I mean, we are into one of the last few rounds we'll ever see of Summer Clash. I do believe these teams have made their way and proven they deserve to be here. I wouldn't expect anything less than this.
Yeah, this, I'm okay. So Fusion definitely was having a little bit of an issue, I would say, in the first map of the day, but you can tell that they've for sure woken up. I feel like this is scary here because I feel like if you're TwistedSin, you're starting to realize, okay, the other team is, they're really kind of like, they're waking up, they're adapting to us, they're playing better as time is going on. We need to close this out right here because if you give them a third map, that might be them just even continuing to be better and better. They're just kind of stealing momentum, I think is the way that I would say it, but not going to be an easy thing here for either team to make it with 0 extra time on the clock. This is going to have to be a push into a push. We've seen it happen before, though, and a big thing here is if we're going to make it happen, it's going to have to be you take A and you preemptively push forward to B and try to cut off some of the respawning members of the defending team. And we've seen it happen a lot. Definitely seen Mafty do that pretty much every single time they've played on this map. So we're going to have to see if either of these teams can emulate that. We're going to look at the actual comps. It's going to be very similar, I think exactly the same. game as what we saw before. And so everybody's confident. I mean, hey, it was even. Let's see if it can happen. Starting off on the offense, it's going to be TwistedSin.
TwistedSin, you've got something going for you. Once again, pushing forward as a team, only one round the corner, trying to make that one little alcove my new home there. As they come in for the corner, we do see them take the first few shots in, and no avail. I mean, they definitely have this alcove like locked and ready if they want to do anything. He's just sitting down there waiting for it to happen. Ooh!
Yeah, not quite able to get the full pick, but oh, well, Fat Man's gonna go down, and yeah, look at this. This is gonna be a scary combo as well. The flame, along with the kind of like pull grenades from TwistedSin on the Dynamis is gonna be gigantic, but oh no, we're gonna see another pick here, and TwistedSin, they're gonna go down too. They've got this point. They can hold on to it. The respawns will come out of it, but they need to hold on to it, as we're gonna see at least Jets try to push back and get, yeah, that counter. And look at this, as anybody here may not know, in overtime, you do start with 50% of your GENL gauge already built, so we can already see one at least built here, along with TwistedSin popping that Trans Am as continues to happen. Yeah, big surprise. And so this is going to be a really strong retake. It's going to be very difficult, especially if it's placed well, to deal with the RX-78 G maneuver as well. If you can place it right on top of the, I guess you can see like kind of behind the corner right there, where Lichgrave Labamba is sitting, or VCY, which is actually Kirk. That's going to be a tough spot to deal with, but there's only really one attempt. And the thing you got to remember here too, 1 minute left to not only take this waypoint, but also get the mega charge down.
Yeah, this is gonna be quite aggressive for a push. If they want to make something happen, 60 seconds left. One pick off right corner, and of course you see Lunas at the back already. Unfortunately getting knocked out just like that. And now they're gonna just take them all down. Looking on the side of Fusion, they're able to sneak in for another fire, but to no avail as they're slowly getting picked up one at a time, and that waypoint is going to slowly go down. But a very sneaky charge right there. I see you. Unfortunately caught off and has to back away.
Oh no, and TwistedSin's just sitting on the defensive position there. Even if you're in the Soccer 2 range, you're scared of getting one-tapped by TwistedSin in that spot. And yeah, look at this, 20 seconds left. Honestly, at this point, it's going to come down to whether or not we can see that back plant from Royal Fat Man. But honestly, it's not looking super great. Royal Fat Man is healthy back there, but again, going to be the only one that's going to be able to even get that down potentially. And the waypoint is picked. The waypoint is picked, but no, Royal Fat Man going down. The 1v1, TwistedSin versus Royal Fat Man. That was the only chance, and TwistedSin definitely waking up. You know, I think a little bit of the, let's just say the gamer drink that TwistedSin's drinking is starting to take effect. You know, that's, oh no, I got an alarm going up. Sorry. I think that's how you gotta stop TwistedSin, right? You either gotta defeat him before the gamer drink goes into effect, or you gotta wait until the gamer drink wears off and then the gamer hangover, let's just say, you know, that's not very much of a hide, but starts taking effect. But that's the only way you can defeat TwistedSin, I think. I think everybody in chat knows that.
I'm not sure if that's really the case, but I mean, we definitely did see Royal Fat Man just making that sneaky play at the corner, but they were so responsive to it. They saw it happen the minute the timer ticked up for fun. And honestly, to me, that is insane. You know, if it were me in that situation, I don't think I would have caught that like as fast as how TS did. That is insane. Fusion definitely knows when to respond, and they're very attentive to every little detail. So there's a good chance, you know, whatever they're drinking, you know, they gotta get me some. You know, we've got a long night here today, Chef, and I'm not sure about you, but I need that drink. Whatever they're on, I need that.
Well, let me tell you, it's the drink that TwistedSin's drinking is a little hoppy. I think it's a little hoppy for this early in the day, but well, actually, I don't even know what time it is for you. You're across the world, but here we go. A chance to push again. This time it's going to be Fusion on the offense, and we're going to see basically the same comp. Yeah, it looks like the exact same comp, pretty much from both sides. We're not going to see too much of a switch up, but there just needs to be a small amount on point A or B taken from the side of Fusion. They just need to get in. If they can't manage to get it down at all, and it does go to an even tie because it was 0-0, we will go to a tiebreaker map. So that could be exciting as well, especially for our first match of the day. I'm glad that I'm sorry. Yeah, it would be a tiebreaker match for this game. That's right, that's how it goes. So we'll see how well they can push, but we're going to see Lichgrave getting some shots from above, and we're going to see Boondiggles. This is going to be scary. On defense, this Barb can be a monster.
Just sitting down there, getting a free sauna right now, but I don't think there's not much you can say. They do take the waypoint here, and now they're able to push in once again.
Ooh, that was a really, really fast take. And look, we're even going to see Jets getting picked up
Minor
in the
casualties,
back
right?
from, here goes, yeah, very, very minor. And in fact, literally every single person being picked back up. So I love this aggressive push. And again, they don't need that much time. This could be Fusion's moment to come back in. TwistedSin still being essentially unanswered, which is just such a tough thing to deal with, especially holding that particular spot. And we're going to see at least Royal Fat Man go down. So this is great again for Fusion. They've got a great chance. Lunars is popping the
Here we
G
go.
and we're going to see another pick as well. This is for sure going to be, I think, something going down. But no, there was actually 2 picks on the other side as well. So we're going to see a pretty big set of trades right here. And this is actually going very good for defense. But again, from the back, we're going to see a huge set of picks. I mean, we're not even seeing where these are happening. These fights are happening all over the place. This is huge, though. Jets, trying to get it down. Not quite getting stunned.
But at this point, I think it's over. I'm so sorry, dude. It's 15 seconds down here. They've got to make some play now with the G Hades coming up, going in now.
It can happen. There's 4 G maneuvers available. They just need
Come on, make the play.
Oh, but the RX-78 Super Napalm, that's going to be such a good option to deal with that. They literally did not have the time. There are very few G maneuvers in the game that you can guarantee essentially a checkmate situation. That is one of them, and that was using the exact perfect time. There was definitely a chance if one person got back on and they managed to come all the way back with all those G maneuvers they had, because they had, I think, 4 available.
They had 4, yeah.
Yeah, they were just locked out completely by that super strong, I guess you could say, zoning, the space control G maneuver from the RX-78. Great stuff. I believe those Jets flying on that. And so we are going to be going to a 1-1 game now. So we're tied up in the set and going to go on decider.
Yeah. Honestly, like, it was such an amazing match. I don't really know what more you could have said about that it doesn't emphasize like the amount of, pushback that Fusion was getting at the start until now. Back at it at 1-1, I think they've got a good shot at this, and I'm really sad to see if any of these teams have to go home. Can we push both of them up? Is that a thing? Can we, like, do something about that?
Actually, okay, this is a silly question. Are we, I don't know if we could see our bracket at any point soon. I would just love to see kind of how things shape out for today. If we can't see that at all, then that's totally fine, but that's my my little request to production if we ever get that chance. But we're going to see, there, you know what? Look at that. Perfect. So,
wow, that's a tough fight.
Yeah, so the winner of this is going up against Astacacia, and yeah, there we go. That's exactly how this seeding splits out. So you get the bye if you were, that makes sense. If you were the first seeds, that's going to be Astacacia and Camille, and then the second and third, the second seeds and the third seeds are playing against each other respectively. So of course there is a loser's bracket. There's going to be a chance for any of these teams moving on, but I just want to see who this team is going to go up and fight. So that will be Astacacia, and then our next match is going to be going up. The winner of that's against Camille is a man's name, and I am a man. All right, thank you so much, production, as usual. Everybody give a shout out to now Breakout Esports for such a long time. I mean, how long have we been enjoying these tournaments? And this production is cracked. Let's talk about that for a little bit as we're waiting for the score screen.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, we get like score screens and like sick graphics, everything about this, man. It's I've missed it. It's been a while, everybody. I'm always enjoying it. Here we go. We can actually see the damage. I don't actually have to look at the names these times, but I do gotta say, this damage is just about as even as I think we expected it to be. This was a super even match, and even in the tiebreaker round, the overtime, we did see a pretty quick one. So I expect the damage to be pretty even. It's just about what we expect to see. Pretty low damage on the Barbados, which is also kind of the classic, right? You just get kills, you don't get like big damage. Leading the pack altogether, it looks like it was actually Cool Cheese. Yeah, a lot of really big plays with those Hades, so I do like to see that. I thought TwistedSin actually was going to be leading it, but I guess you're, again, getting more picks than actual solid damage, and I feel like we need to see a Trans Am count from TwistedSin. I feel like it was like 30.
I mean, let's also talk about the fact that the Barbados coming from Boons was the one that had the most repair. Do you think that the initiator would be the one to have the most like takedowns, right? The most kills. But no, that's not it. Most repairs. Give it to him. You know what? Award to to you, sir.
I will say too, Jets flying, I just noticed, is a 7.13 KD, which is
Did he? I did not see that.
gigantic. Yeah, that is way above everybody else. You do tend to have pretty good KDs because it does include like assists and stuff, but that meant the Jets must have had like almost no deaths, like a really, really low amount of deaths. Obviously a few, but all together, I mean, really, really good stuff. And especially too, playing on the RX-78, which is not the most common to see. And of course, even clutching out those final moments with that G maneuver. So all good stuff from both sides. And I feel like we've got a much more even match now than we did in the first map of the day. And I love that our tiebreaker is going to be on Mountain R&D, because that is just such a perfect tiebreaker for like the even sort of matchups where you could go either way. Like there are people always like they take a round, they take another round, and then it goes to the third one, or it's just these back and forth brawls that really just I don't know. It's a true test of the teams, I think, when we end up seeing that. So I'm glad that we're going to be heading there next.
I'm really excited for it too. But as teams are setting up, I mean, any expectations of what you want to see? I do remember at some point you are a gun tank fan, and I'm not sure what happened to that. But other than that, I am looking forward to seeing if Exer can make an appearance.
I don't know if we're gonna see so much Exia, especially now that we've got the Susanoo, which I'm a big fan of that. I've actually been having a lot of fun with that suit. I don't know if we're gonna see Exia. We might. You know, this is of course a domination map, so we're gonna have a lot of chances for like big flanks, a lot of really close-up fights. So we could see melee. Yeah.
You caught on.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely the chance. Oh, the gun tank woo. Hey, you know what? I'm always a gun tank fan. Gun tank also, honestly, in a pretty good spot right now compared to, I would say, the rest of the game's life. So we could see gun tank. Gun tank does pretty well actually on Mount R&D. It can help hold that high ground. The rockets are really good at being able to kind of like fire down if you do manage to hold it. And if you can get if you get picked just barely behind cover, it of course does have that quick res, which can help really well. Just kind of getting you back into fights here. So I would love to see gun tank. I don't think we're going to see it, but we will just have to see. And it looks like pretty similar stuff. But actually, we're gonna this time we're going to be having Jets on the RX-78 and tease him on the Zeta. I think, wait, actually, was it? Well, I mean, obviously, Jets was on the RX-78 for most of that last game, but they had a Zeta for a minute. Okay, now they don't even have a Zeta at all. Just kidding.
Oh, tease him.
Okay.
Come on, tease him. He's me, please. Exia.
No, I do feel like this is such a great pick for this map as well. Very well known to have kind of like good ranges. This is a very mid-range map, right? Everything that's mid-range, whether it's going to be Punch from Ashmar or just going to be the hooks from the Mars side, they all just manage to do really, really well on this map. You're always going to be fighting in basically exactly this range. So I do think it's a great pick, but wow, 2 picks off the bat, 3 picks off the bat. We're going to see TwistedSin almost get a full team wipe. One gets picked back up. It looks like Fat Man managed to get into it was your Girls MCM managed to get into a safe-ish spot, but this is extremely dominant positioning as B's going to be opening up for TwistedSin.
I really love that fire right there. There's not much you can do other than say that's a lot of time that they bought. So now they come to the market trying to pick something out. But it looks like this is just a massacre here. Picking the first one out and trying for a second pick here. And a third one from around the corner. And I love that how just taking this one free of charge here. Nothing more you can do about that. Nothing more you can say to tell yourself that Fusion has got this one in the back.
Yeah, great push from above. That was a really well-coordinated effort. B is the weirdest one on this map. Really, I feel like most of this map is fought around A and C, which obviously they're very similar points, almost exactly the same, just based on how you get to the high ground, it's different. But we can actually see a lot of the members of TwistedSin kind of preemptively moving over to try and get better positioning. There's a fight here. They're going to be able to retake it for just a few points if they want to, but I don't know if it's even worth their time at this point. The pre-positioning on the high ground for A and C is one of the biggest things here. Tease him going down. They're going to be trading 1 for 1 though. Honestly, members of both sides going down. Yeah, that slam is going to be a great answer for Kirk.
Damn, wow. I mean, I don't know what else I can say about that. As they're going to just wrap around this one, they have changed the location. Now we're back to A. Let's see how they can retake this new point here, and we'll have some G maneuvers out. We've got some G. 2 G on standby here, just waiting for the opportunity to win.
Yeah, and we've seen this Hades pull off a lot of damage before, so we're gonna have to see if this can. Yep, we're just holding this high ground. This is a really, really smart spot. This is a classic way that people try to retake the high ground is through kind of above. Oh, okay. Let's see if this actually manages to go off. That was some great positioning, but everybody everybody's kind of out of the range of that. Yeah, they're not going to have to worry about that. It did manage to go off, but it didn't really matter all that much, as we're actually going to see pick again on the side of Fusion. So Luna's trying to take this high ground. It's going to be big. Yeah, there's no way of getting out of that. You can't avoid that splash damage, but here we go. Yeah, this G maneuver is big. Screaming Nimb is going to be knocking everybody off the point. Luna's taking a lot of damage. Actually going to go down before that even ends, but there weren't any other targets. Nobody to back up that push. And so we're going to see Fusion, like I said, just holding on to this momentum that they kind of got in map number 2, and they are really holding on to it. They are going to take pretty much essentially this entire point. I don't know if, I mean, again, there might be a little bit of a recap, but they just have to reposition. Yeah, you can already see the members of TwistedSin moving over towards C. They want to be the ones there when it opens up, but everybody from Fusion jumping over, and they go from high ground to high ground, as this is a tough spot to push through for TwistedSin.
And note that they were actually basically at full health for the most part. They were able to just rotate there beautifully, soaking the damage and still being there on high with G-Man with the spare, by the way.
Let's try to hide by the corner. No! Getting hunted down. But Kirk not going to quite be able to get that pick. In fact, getting picked in return. Boondiggles. Whenever you got a barb on the other side, you have to be careful playing that defense. Yeah. Just kind of slapping everybody around.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But nice. Great dodge. Yeah, great dodge from T-Zin.
That was a beautiful engage. Unfortunately, just a little bit too slow on trigger there. But hey, you know what? That's what we're here to see. High level plays coming in quick.
Like Fusion though, just in control completely. They are going to be able to take C immediately off the bat, and look at this, they're holding super far forward. That is the mark of a confident team on Mountain R&D, is when you're not holding the high ground. Okay, they are holding the high ground now. Just kidding. But I was going to say, if you can hold really far forward and stop them from coming out of their spawn, basically, you can get essentially the same effect, but maybe even stronger if you do feel confident about it. Regardless, it's a little bit safer. We are going to see Boondiggles popping off with the G maneuver. We're going to take out at least Neo Nile, and that's gigantic. At least for a start. 2 members now down from Fusion, but 2 G maneuvers going off as well. And now we are going to see at least the capture from the side of TwistedSin. They're going to get the positioning, but they have to hold this for 80% more.
That's a very good time for them to hold on to it, but I'm not really sure if this is the best time to tell you this, but you've got not a lot of resources to work with here. You are going up to the G maneuvers, and you of course have the high ground now, but Anakin's got a lot coming for you.
Yeah, there is. There was at least one, but gonna go down. That's gonna be Karis going down at least with the funnels available. Cool Cheese does have the Hades, but also extremely low. That Hades is gonna be popped though, and a lot of this defense is gonna depend on this working. That's the high ground with the Hades. Oh no, Zaku2 range coming from behind, and you're not gonna be able to stop that. The retake looks like it's gonna happen. Somebody needs to get on point. There's at least gonna be one member, but they're going down just as quickly as they showed up. Fusion, oh my gosh, they're just coming back in. Oh, just available as well. There is a chance here. There's gonna be 2 picks. Oh no, but they're just
coming in.
Oh, they are just going
beautifully done.
One at a time. They need to get a pick.
Oh, but they're just going down one at a time. They're conga lining this, and it really hurts. But they're able to just slowly pick it back here and there. We do see Hawks coming from the corner here with a set on World Batman. They might be able to take this. They're all so low, but bit by bit, they're just shooting back up, and there's nothing they can do about it. They're just losing all that progress bit by bit. They have to come to this. Oro falls down. No, that's not good. World Batman's in the corner trying to make the play here. Who the hell is on the bar battle? Nothing here.
2 members are down very, very low on the defensive side, on the side of Fusion. Oh, but they came back, and they're the ones now with all of the G maneuvers, and that's going to be dangerous. Once again RX-78 Super Napalm to guarantee that nobody can challenge that spacing. Great stuff. 2 games now in a row closed out by that RX-78 G maneuver. Jets absolutely popping off today, but that's just round 1 because we're on Mountain R&D, and that is going to be now match point for Fusion. That was a great counter push though from the side of TwistedSin. They almost made it happen. It just took a little bit too long, and there were just a few too many G maneuvers for them to be able to fight back against.
I'm gonna be real with you here, Chef. That kind of felt a little bit cheated. I mean, like, I really want to see TwistedSin there. They had it in the bag, and all of a sudden, Fusion came right off the corner, and they were able to just topple them down.
Yeah, look, you can even see the damage from this round alone is looking really even across both teams. Nobody really having too much of like a pop-off moment. We see, I mean, Lichgrave and Cool Cheese kind of leading the pack with 19,000, but realistically, that's not that much higher than everybody else. This is exactly what I wanted to see this close of a match. Now, Fusion did get a really, really strong start in the previous one, and TwistedSin did manage to fight their way back, but this round, I feel like we need to see TwistedSin at least hold on to the first points a little bit more.
You know, I'm a bit surprised that they didn't go for like a double melee shoot count, and that's interesting because like there are a lot of tight corners that they can go for, and this is really going to be a test right here.
Oh, well, hey, you know what? This is a great start for TwistedSin once again. However, this is essentially how it happened in the previous round where they managed to take the first 10%. Oh, we're just kidding. Oh my gosh, what just happened? That was
an entire lie, Chef. You were lying to the audience and to me as well. But with our very eyes, we are seeing that completely be disarrayed here.
Hey, they were way, way far ahead, but that was a really, really nice flank overall to be able to take that back. And so the first cap is going to go all together to Fusion. Like I said, TwistedSin needs to get a little bit more early points. They can't just try to win it on one exactly point again. You can see exactly how that can turn around on you once the resources get built up. And there's going to be 3 picks now on the side of Fusion going down. So this is a great counter push from TwistedSin. They've got 30 seconds left on this. If they can hold on to this, they will be in the lead just slightly. Not going to be the easiest thing in the world, though. We're now almost at this Hades.
On the corner here, we're gonna see if we can get anything work. They don't see anyone, so they take a free recover here, but I'm not too sure if that's gonna really matter much. Fully waiting for one at a time. He fell left and right, 4 down the side. They do have the Gundam's G maneuver here on standby on both sides. I'll see how it goes like Jet's flying.
Yeah, we saw 3 picks trying to kind of stop the little bit of a counter push right there, but I feel like regardless, it was gonna be a lead for the side of TwistedSin, which is exactly what they needed to see. Okay, we do see Cool Cheese with the Hades being popped to try and counter this. Oh my gosh, if there was not a spawn door right there, that would be so much damage, but the fact that they can't even get out of it is gigantic. However, a really smart choice, honestly, from Fusion to not push until that was gone, and now look at this, they've got the damage from the flame grenade, they've got the push in from Kirk, and they're gonna actually take down Boondiggles immediately without them getting very much damage. Oh, the big G maneuver also not quite working. Yep, Junior now with the Hades, of course, is gonna be huge. This is the difference of having a Hades versus not having a Hades, and this is gonna melt the entire team. Fusion for sure picking this up as they're gonna take the lead, and some great positioning.
I really love how they are utilizing a lot of flame nades here, not giving them any space to move, and or else even if you don't get the hit, you push them to a corner where you know exactly where they are, and that's really done. But even with all that said and done, they are back at a stalemate again, 5-5. They're just trading hits back and forth.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to be trading hits back and forth while you're not the one who has the actual points.
Right, of course.
This is match point for Fusion. Now they're in the lead by about 27%. They're going to be doubling up the opponent's points here. All right, this is a huge push. Look at 2 with funnels. That's going to be big, and 2 more from Lunar, and that's going to be a full team kill altogether. My goodness. But unfortunately, that was a full team kill for no points. They got, I mean, 2% essentially at the end right there. They are going to get the heavy positioning going into this next site, but look at this. There were G maneuvers used. There was a lot of aggression used. Yeah, and now on the other side, Fusion to get this retake, they've got the punch, which is gigantic amount of R&D. They've got the oh my gosh, I don't know what the actual name of the G maneuver for Zeta is, but just watch for this. This Zeta's gonna be huge. The punch comes out, and then both of them in a row. That's gonna be 3, maybe 4 picks off the.
No, that might be a wipe.
Jeff,
that might be a wipe. Who's almost going down? He's half.
It could be that G maneuver is going to at least pick up tease him as the counter, but nobody to follow it up, and that is going to be a lot of resources spent for essentially nothing. Now 2 more G maneuvers being built back up, including the one that we've seen win every single game so far from Jets flying. We've also got Neo now back with the Hades once again, so this is going to be so difficult to push back for TwistedSin. They're looking really close to moving to the losers bracket, but we saw how clutch they were in the last game. They could do it again. They've got to get a first good push.
Right, I mean, that was the big punch for them. They have to make it work from now on. But on the side of Fusion, they do have it at 90%. It's not looking good for them. Because they need to make some level of play here. But they're slowly going down one by one, unable to make any sort of play.
And they're now popping that Hades, just trying to close this out, making sure nobody can even get here. That's going to be 4 down and
Four.
5. Only Boondiggles left. Not going to be able to catch back up. Huge ability to close that out right there. And so much of it came down to that G maneuver management. Great stuff to Fusion, getting shut out in the first game of the day pretty strongly, but pulling it all the way back. And that's going to be Neo now with the MVP, especially with that moment right there at the end. That was for sure highest damage in the game. So, oh, he started drinking that exact moment. Great stuff, though.
That was the worst time.
Great stuff. Great stuff to Fusion. Great stuff to both teams, though. This was for sure a huge back and forth brawl. Like I mentioned, though, I feel like so many of those moments came down to the G maneuver management, and there is a risk reward for how both teams decided to use it, right? We could see very clearly Fusion was very willing to give up some fights and say, hey, you know what? If you want to take your aggression right now, do it. We're going to do the retake, just push for the retake, essentially, with more G maneuvers than you. But we were seeing some very preemptive usages from the side of TwistedSin, where they were like, okay, we need to hold this high ground no matter what. That's more important to us than having, for example, like the Hades a little bit later in the fight. And so they used it. They did manage to get the high ground, but they just weren't able to quite defend against the counter Hades. So it's all the strategy. It's all risk reward. It's part of what makes Gundam Evolution so good. It just, in this particular case, it looked like it worked out a little bit better for Fusion, and just a little bit, as we start off with a game 3, which is great to see.
Honestly, again, you were saying the exact same thing that I had in my mind, right? The one fight that we saw them pop 4 G maneuvers was definitely completely wasted, only for 2% of the point to be taken, and that really hurt their chances at the very end there. And you know what? That's all she wrote. You know what? 4 G maneuvers for that 2% was definitely not the story I would have loved to hear. And that kind of wraps up our game 1. But GG's to both sides for giving us quite the amazing games. How long have we been live on this match? Because, wow, I would love to watch it again.
I think that might take a little bit too long to watch the whole thing, but that was a pretty long set altogether. I do want to say, though, it does, there's some, especially on Mount R&D, there are some choices that you can make that might seem a little bit weirder. Like, for example, like the moment that you said where they used a lot of G maneuvers to like win that fight when they weren't actually getting points off of it. But it's because pre-positioning Mount R&D is more important than pretty much any other map in the entire game. If you can hold the high ground on especially either A or C, you can like really be in a dominant position. So I think that was kind of what their strategy was going for. And on any other map, I would say that would have been a little bit more wasted. I still think there was definitely some good thoughts there. So we can see now the overall damage, and Jets flying just barely above Neonile actually on that team, and then Cool Cheese as well. All of them at the 33k mark. But look at this. Look how even this was altogether. Like the suits that we don't expect to do a lot of damage, the Zobbies, the Barbadoses, they didn't do a lot of damage, but everybody else was really close. TZIM, of course, actually on the Zeta, so we're starting to see how Zeta works, and I do have to say that G maneuver was gigantic to getting that win, but we didn't quite see the damage out of it. We saw TZIM on half the time, but we'll see kind of how that continues to play in the future. Great usage of it, though.
Oh, but really look at a lot of the stats. I mean, average across the board is 22 to 25k damage. I mean, we had Jets really just pounding at everyone with that 29 KD and 7.25 KD ratio. This is beautifully done. And we also got to talk about the fact that while Boondiggle did have one of the lowest damage and KD ratios, we have to note that Barbados basically has an instant kill combo, right? And that's also why you need to take fights very carefully. Boondiggle does not need to go in every single time, but when he does, oh, it goes down. It goes down.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole lot when you look at the stats of Barbados. Barbados just naturally, okay, if Barbados is like on par with everybody else, that was a pop-off game for Barbados. But it always tends to look a little bit weaker because not only that, but it also stops shields, and just being able to stop the shield, right? Like if you manage to get like a, I don't know, even like a slam, no, not a full slam, like the sword slam on like one Sazabi, then the Sazabi gets picked by the rest of your team. It's like you did so much extra work there that you are just completely valuable to your team. And Boondiggles was getting some great picks. It was, like I said, it was as close as it gets. I don't feel like either team, really needed to change anything big. Obviously, they're all here for a reason. This is not where we're starting. If anybody didn't watch, of course, all these teams had to qualify through the group stages already. So I expect that we're going to kind of see the best of the best, and that is exactly what we saw. I'm super happy with that first match of the day.
Okay, shoutouts to the Flame Net. They took out like half the screen of you know, every single time. You know, getting a lot of that watch time views. But other than that, I mean, like, I think that this was an overall very, very beautiful game to watch. I think these two teams got a lot to learn from it, from both sides. Whether you're winning or losing, I think that was fantastic. So much to pick up from that.
Yeah, we can actually take a look at some of the replays, I think, from that match, which is a super cool thing to see as well. Look at this. The production is leveling up as time goes on, which is wild because it's been a while. It's been a while since we've had an event here. I personally, I'm always impressed. Always impressed. I know I'm going to say this a million times, but, you know, not to have too many more opportunities for Gundam Evolution, but everybody thank all of production. We've got, you know, so many people working behind the scenes really hard to make these happen. And they have been for a long time. And honestly, I like to think about, you know, in a way, and it's kind of a nice thing to think about, like how quickly the scene could have died if like the few people out there who weren't still supporting, including all of you out there, weren't supporting, you know, from the start. Like it would have been very easy for this all to fall off. So, yeah. Wait, who's him? Who are you pointing at? What are you even pointing at? All right. I don't know. I think we're looking at replays. Is that what we're going to next? Is that what's happening here?
I don't know.
Oh, never mind. Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
No, we're going to break. No, I think we've got our next match. More or less stand by, and I believe it is going to be Tokyo Monkeys with one of your favorite names, apparently, Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly, Wizards of the Coast.
Wizards of the Coast. Wow, yeah, they make Magic the Rizzering. I don't know, but yeah, okay. I'm really excited for this next match as well. It's going to include the Asian team versus the team with maybe the best name. But so don't go anywhere. Again, we're only done with match number 1 of the day. There's plenty more matches. We're on day 3 here of the Summer Clash. We're going to go into the second one in the winners bracket right after this.
But looks like this is just a one of Massacre here, kicking the first one out at the high ground now. But Anakin's got a lot coming for you.
Yeah, there is. There was at least one, but gonna go down. That's gonna be Karis going here. The ones now with all of the G maneuvers, and that's gonna be dangerous. Once again RX-78 Super Napalm to guarantee that nobody can challenge. What up? Yep, Junior now with the Hades, of course, is gonna be huge. This is the difference of having a Hades versus not having a Hades. This is match point for Fusion. Now they're in the lead by about 27%. They're gonna be doubling up the opponent's points here. All right, there's a huge push, like 2 with, and then both. Oh, that's gonna be 3, maybe 4 picks off the.
No, that might be a wipe. Jack, that might be a wipe. Who's is almost going down? He's hot.
And Hades just trying to close this out, making sure nobody can even get here. That's gonna be 3, 4 down, and
4, 5.